Welcome back. All right, so it's Monday. So on Mondays last year, I did do some videos on the AHL as the season went along. It did peter out. I apologize for that. So I want to start off taking another look at the AHL on a Monday, and we'll see if this continues. And I hope it does, honestly. So right now, I just want to focus on teams that are off to really good starts when we look at the standings. So 3 from each division sounds good. The Providence Bruins are experiencing losses at about the same rate as the Boston Bruins, which is good news. They are 8-1-1-1. So there's 4 columns in the AHL. They have overtime losses and shootout losses separated. I honestly wouldn't mind if the NHL did that as well. And since it's being done in the AHL, somebody somewhere at the NHL level has to at least be considering it. Bridgeport Islanders 7-2-1. They had a 6-game winning streak, I do believe, or 8-game undefeated streak, I believe, that was just broken. So Bridgeport's off to a good start. Wilkes-Barre Penguins 6-2-1 in their 9 games. So Wilkes-Barre's having a better start to the season than the Pittsburgh Penguins. Then we get to the North Division. Toronto Marlies lead there. They are 8-2 in 10 games played. Rochester Americans, Buffalo's farm team, of course, have been forever. 6-4 so far. Columbus's Cleveland Monsters are 5-5 to start the season. So a 500 record. This is definitely better than what Columbus has been sporting thus far. Then we get into the Central. The Milwaukee Admirals, Nashville's farm team, 7-2 thus far to start the season. So Milwaukee's doing well. The Manitoba Moose, of course, are Winnipeg's farm team, 6-2-1. The Texas Stars, pretty self-explanatory who the Stars would be. The farm team of 5-3-1-1 through their first 10. So it is interesting to see how some of the teams that are off to really good starts at the NHL level are in the AHL as well. There are exceptions, of course. In the Pacific, the Ontario Reign, thus the reason I'm wearing Ontario Reign garb, 7-2 through 9 games thus far in the season. Tucson Roadrunners, which of course is the farm team for Arizona, they're doing well. They're 6-2 in 8 games. Bakersfield Condors, the farm team of the Oilers, 5-3-1 through their first 9 games in the Pacific. So, yeah, things are going pretty well for those teams. If we look at streaks, Providence hasn't lost in regulation in 6. They're 5-0-1. Toronto has won 6 in a row, so the Marlies are doing quite well. Milwaukee has also won 6 in a row after starting the season 1-2. Laval is on a bit of a struggle, 0-2-2, but I would think a lot of the young players for Montreal are currently at the NHL level, and so a bit of a rough start. You'll notice Abbotsford's not on the board. Local Abbotsford team, I believe 4-3-1 to start the season. It's been okay. It's interesting because I didn't expect anything out of Abbotsford this year. I thought Vancouver would be better, and in reality, Abbotsford looks like they might have a good season after all. And the Canucks, well, the Vancouver version, they're trying. Henderson stands out to me as a team at 2-8 on the season. They've lost 2 in a row in regulation. And so, while the Vegas Golden Knights are 11-2, their AHL affiliate only 2-8 thus far this year. So we look at the leading scorers in the AHL. There are 4 players tied with 14 points thus far. Emil Bemstrom, who had a really rough season in the NHL, I believe he cleared waivers to get down. For Cleveland, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points in 10 games. So that's good news. Getting his confidence back, getting some pucks in the net, and who knows, maybe Bemstrom comes back up and helps Columbus out. Think along the lines of Velarde, spending last year most of it in the AHL, and he's been lights out for the LA Kings this year. Logan Shaw, who was the player of the week this week, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points, playing for the Toronto Marlies, 10 games. Ruslan Ishakov, for Bridgeport Islanders, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points in 10 games. He is also the leading scoring rookie. And TJ Tynan, a veteran in hockey, played a lot in the AHL in Ontario in 9 games. 1 goal, 13 assists, 14 points. So the rookies, number 2 in scoring, Kirill Marchenko for Cleveland. So again, for Columbus, they have Bemstrom, they have Marchenko, who they may call up at some point. He has 6 goals, 6 assists for 12 points in 10 games thus far. Matej Blumel for Texas, 8 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. So Dallas would have that option of calling him up. Sammy Walker in Iowa, 9 games, 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points. So good on Sammy there, and again, above a point per game. Cole Schneider reached 500 points in the American Hockey League on October 19th. And I've thought about doing career videos on players who are all-time leaders in points at the AHL level, because obviously, in focusing mostly on the National Hockey League, and all of media does, it is easy to overlook players who've been in the AHL for a long time, and have done quite well. So at some point in time, I may need to do some videos on AHL. I don't know if legends is the right word, but just AHL veterans who might be overlooked by the hockey community because they didn't play very much in the NHL, or maybe they didn't make the NHL at all. So, goaltending side of things, I didn't need the first names for most of these. Prosvetov, who's a well-known prospect for the Coyotes. In Tucson thus far, he has a .951 save percentage. That'll help your team go to 6-2 right there. Tokarski, who passed through waivers for Pittsburgh, playing for Wilkes-Barre, .945 save percentage. So if Pittsburgh needs to call him up, Tokarski's playing well. Villalta for Ontario, also at .945. I saw Villalta in a game when he was here in Abbotsford last season. I thought he played well in that game I saw, but again, and our seats are pretty close to the goal, so you get a pretty good view of the goaltenders and which ones are good and which ones aren't. But yeah, Villalta, we'll see if he ends up playing for the LA Kings maybe as soon as next year. He's been there for a while now. Mac Guzda for Charlotte, which I do believe is the Florida affiliate now, .932 save percentage. And Kaiser, Boston prospect in Providence, with a .931 save percentage. So overall, a pretty good start to the season for some teams that have had a pretty good start to their NHL season as well. And as I said, Henderson bucks that trend completely, having the worst record in the AHL, while their NHL affiliate, one of the top 2 records in the National Hockey League. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.